In this video, we're going to look at Google Sheets and learn how to do conditional formatting. Now I'm going to approach this a little differently. I'm actually going to just show you how to do conditional formatting, and then we'll discuss why you would want to and how you could use it in your classroom. So I have here a statement that I wrote in Google Sheets. It says input 2 in B1 and 3 in C1, meaning cell B1 and cell C1, and then write the sum of B1 and C1 in cell D1. So what I want to do to set my conditional formatting is click on the cell, right click, go to conditional formatting, and right now it's set for cell is not empty. Well, I actually want to change that, and I want to change it to if text is exactly something. Well, what do I want the text to be? So if the text is 2, I want it to turn this bright green and then hit done. And if I did this correctly, then when I go to this cell and hit 2, it will turn bright green. Then I want to go to this cell and I want to go to conditional formatting, and I want to say, well, my rule is going to be if my cell contains exactly 3, like I required, then it's going to turn bright green. I like the color green for the conditional formatting because it is a positive color that tells you you're doing the right thing. So if I go over here and put 3, now if I come over here and put 5, then it's not green, so I did something wrong. So since my conditional formatting said 3, that's what turns green. Now here I have it to read, write the sum of B1 and C1 in cell D1. So what I'm going to set my conditions for is text contains, and I'm going to write a formula, equals B1 plus D1, C1, I'm sorry, C1. And I'm going to change that to green as well. Okay, done. Now, when I come over here and I put 5, it's going to be green because we know that 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. But actually, I'm going to have the students be writing an expression here that says equals B1 plus C1. And that's also green. Now, the reason why this is what we want the students to write, this cell is equal to B1 plus C1, is because if I come and change this to a different number, let's say I change this to 4. Now I understand this is no longer green because I required it to be 2, but this is going to be correct. And so by writing this expression and changing the variable, this is still correct. So I'm going to change that back to 2, and of course my box will go back to saying 5. And let's talk about why I would want to do this. So now that we know how to do conditional formatting, we're going to talk about why. So I had an activity called Expressions in Personal Finance, where we had students come up with a spreadsheet where they were going to create a budget of the things that they might spend their money on in the course of a given year. So if we come up here and I give them the first couple questions of this activity are just practice. So once again, 2, oh no, I already wrote it wrong. 2, 3, there's no additional cost here. And so the total cost is going to be equal to B3 plus 3. Well, that ends up being correct because that's what this plus this equals 5. And if I change this, this is no longer green, but this still is. So we created this activity where they were going to read these statements, and then write an expression for each one. And it would allow me to make this activity self-guided, where the students knew if they were doing the right thing. So if we're going to talk about the times paid, and you pay something once a month, then there should be 12. And sure enough, it turns green. So this way the students know that they're doing the right thing. If they come over and put 4, it's not green. So they know they did something wrong. So I could put 12 here, and they're going to pay their taxes quarterly, which is every 3 months. So a lot of kids are going to put 3 in here because they see every 3 months, and that's obviously incorrect. So they need to be doing it 4 months, 4 times a year. So this way it's self-checking as the students are working on the activity. So this is an example of why you would want to do conditional formatting on a spreadsheet, so you don't have to be over their shoulder telling them, yes, that's right, no, that's wrong. They can actually do it all on their own. So this is how to do conditional formatting. If you have any further questions, feel free to talk to me about it. We can set all sorts of things for the conditional formatting. Thanks.